This talk must be the most important talk that I have done so far. Because I usually don't talk about my mystical experiences with anybody. Because there is no too many people that I can share this with, but I just feel like tonight I should talk about this. And it's in the topic of emptiness. And I can say that this is the same sunyata or emptiness that Siddhartha Gautama Buddha used to talk about it. I don't know, because I have realized also that each mystic experience, even if it's the same spirits of enlightenment, which is basically realizing who you really are as an eternal, never ending, beginningless and endless consciousness experiencing this dream reality. This lifetime, this particular physical body that I am expressing myself through ever since early age, because of the previous, and this is all a lot of nonsense too, like I said before, so many different levels which we can talk, because in reality all levels, all above, below, big, small, expanded, contracted, physical, non-physical, all of that is completely, utterly non-existent. There is really, everything is empty, and it's a concept that is very hard to talk about it, because from a physical, mental standpoint, it's impossible to explain, and it's impossible to understand for somebody who hasn't really experienced enlightenment. So coming down to a level of energy and physicality and the creation of time and space, and the assumption of past life and future life and present life, which is created on a timeline which is non-existent in reality. Because if there is this, beginningless and endless, well, the stream in between is just an imaginary line. But let's play the game of reincarnation. Let's play the game of developing along a particular line of evolution, which is again kind of silly, but it is a reality that is experiencing a certain energy level. So in those time constricted physical expressions in which and when I say I, remember that I'm not talking about this physical entity or even the physical entity that was before this expression of physicality, but I'm talking about I as the real I am, that, the real essence of consciousness. So, in one of the first expressions on earth, in playing the hide and seek game, consciousness playing the game of getting lost in forms, in conditions, conditional existence, in different planes, in different universes, in different bodies, as different incarnated entities. It could be this shape, that shape, this shape, any shape. In this lifetime, ever since I was, or the body was, or I was expressing myself as this particular body, being young, there was always memories of past lives. I remember that growing up in this lifetime, it was in a South American country where Christianity was in that culture, but still I wasn't familiar with anything else, just what they brainwashed you into believing when you are growing up with certain cultural beliefs and assumptions. But on my own, without any books or without anything, just I guess with preview, like I said, playing this existential game of previous and future lives, which are just a game. I start remembering which bodies I had before. And I start seeing at when night, after night falls, I will start to, when bodies was almost falling asleep, I will experience the emptiness, the nothingness. And it was very scary from the viewpoint of the shower. It was as death had come. And the meaningless of the meaning of life, there was no meaning. There was no God. There was no gods. There was no anything. There was just an emptiness. So the fear comes, and there was the rejection of that emptiness as something negative, as if the experience was so profound and so full of fear that there was just a denial. I will get up from bed screaming in fear, and I will go outside and I will just stare at the stars and the moons. I remember we're talking about in this lifetime a child of 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, 12 years, every year experiencing these past life memories, these out of body experiences, where I will go out of the body and see everything from above and feel all the different planes and encounter different beings as well, encounter different entities on different planes without understanding what is going on, because consciousness is expressing itself through the limited body mind of a child, and you start playing the game of awakening to find out who or what is really going on. Those were the first experiences of emptiness. As the body keeps growing up, and the development continues, playing the game of evolutionary growing through time, which is completely an illusion too. He never left, always the experience of emptiness, until one day of the awakening came the big understanding of what the fear was. The fear was the assumption of identification with the contraction, which is this body mind. The assumption of the conditioning to living as energy, condensed energy in a body, condensed energy, mind, and as consciousness identifying as that, as this, with the name, with the form, two eyes, fingers, profession, do this, you do that, he is this, she is that, they are this, they are that, and all the conditioning. So it's a big break when the understanding comes that all of that is non-existent, and the identification with that and this as the true identity was what was bringing that fear, the fear of extinction, because body mind is afraid, because body mind is finite, so body mind doesn't want to die. It's a preservation instinct, a survival instinct of body mind. As soon as the identification is broken and the true condition of being that supreme consciousness, that which was never born, that which will never die, expressing myself through these experiences, when that separation came, there was no more fear. Then I could face the emptiness, and then I could speak from true experience of enlightenment of what the condition is, or what really the room, the chairs, the computer, the music, this body which feels the touch, which feels that is sucking, that is sticking, that is feeling, that is smelling, all those senses which we get lost and we believe that they are the essence of life, is really nothingness. It's really empty. This moment in time is non-existent. Everything is just solid energy moving through an appearance of time, and it's all the creation of consciousness to experience itself as many forms, as many beliefs that they are possible. It's all the spectrum, all the shades of every single color, all the shades, thousands of shades of pink, of purple, of yellow, of clear, of black, white, orange, all the shades. Any experience any form, any thought process. And by becoming each of those, getting lost, and because it is itself becoming that, to search for itself, it is easy to get lost and then create all these beliefs, all these thousands of ways of trying to get somewhere when there's really nowhere to get. There is really nothing to look for, because what I was looking for is right here, always present. It has never been lost. It will never be lost, because it's the ever present, only true, immortal energy light of awareness. To use words that most misunderstand, because there is really no words that can describe this, and it is almost impossible. Like everybody talks about, the best example is any fruit or any type of food that you haven't seen. I can show you an exotic fruit, but if you haven't tasted, I can hold it in my hand and try to explain someone how this fruit tastes, but you will never really get an idea until you open and taste yourself the fruit. That's when you speak about this. That is why for Buddha and many enlightened masters, it is always so impossible to describe, because it is impossible. You can only do so much to someone who is searching and find an attraction toward this knowledge. If someone doesn't find an attraction, that's fine, because that's part of the billions of beliefs that which someone is attracted with, lifestyles and ways of expressing themselves. But someone who is attracted to these talks, to this type of Advaita Vedanta, let's use that term because that's the closest that I found about my experience, Advaita Vedanta philosophy. And I talked about this before as well, the Ashtavakra Gita, the Ribu Gita, the Avaduta Gita, all those beautiful. That's funny that I was talking about the Avaduta Gita. I just saw the Avaduta Gita here. Avaduta Gita. But this is something that all of these books trying to explain. And it's so simple, and it's so hard to get for most people anyway. I've been invited to many temples. Sometimes I go just because it's kind of experience used to pass the time. But I've been to many Buddhist temples, and like someone said before, I'm not sure if it was Ragnish, because he has some good points too. There are so many Buddhists, but so few Buddhas. And you see these thousands, hundreds of monks and all, but very few really get it. Some may have a little intellectual understanding, or some follow some moral code and rules, and you have to dress this way, and you have to do this, and you have to keep this clean, and you don't do that, and you don't take this. That's another belief that anybody can have, but you really find so few enlightened individuals, another word that I can use, but few enlightened ones. Like Kabir used to use always. I never forget about poet Kabir. He ended a lot of his poems with the saying, "We are so few, Kabir. We are so few," and I always love that because it's very true. We are so few, but and I'm not saying this as an ego. These Anjani, because I don't care about this stuff. I don't care about fame of somebody saying that you are enlightened and you are not. That's all words and nonsense. But the whole purpose sometimes of a master is to try to make others understand this, but it's impossible. It's impossible. I don't know what else to say. Hanuman. 108 names of Hanuman. 108 names of Hanuman. Hanuman have 108 names. Of course, the most well known is Hanumanji. Jai Bajaranja Bali, Jai Hanumanji ki. Shri Guru Sharon Saroja Rajani Yamana Makuru Sudare Baranao Ragbara Bibala Yasu. Doya Jakupala Shari Budi Hinatanu Jani Kesu Miron Pavan Kumar. Bala Budi Villa de Humohi Harahuka Shavita. Jai Hanuman Yanaguna Sagar, Jai Kapisha Tikuluka Ugara, Ramaduta Atulita Baladama, Anjani Putra Pavana Sutarama, Mahabira Pikar Bajarangi Sumatiniwala Sumatiki Sangi, Kanchanarana Abiranja Subesa Kanana Kundala Kunchita Kelsa. Jai Hanuman.